What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome to another night of Dirty Old Bastards Racing League action. Live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv. We are live on the DOB Facebook page and the DOB YouTube, as well as my Facebook page. Tonight, it is the DOB WoO 410 Wing Sprint Car Series. Headed to the Williams Grove Speedway, half mile. Gonna see if the PA posse can do anything about the results this week. They've had a couple of shots. So far unable to bring anything home. It's been the Invaders that have made it happen. Tuesday night, the 360s were at Williams Grove. We had some wild action all night long. And by all night long, I do mean all night long. Quite a few yellows out there. Hopefully we'll see a little bit cleaner action, but I definitely want the same amount of excitement. No doubt about that. Loading up into the lobby now. Last night we had some technical difficulties with the stream skipping. Not a good connection, which finally cleared up before the non-wing race for no reason whatsoever. It looks like tonight, so far, we got pretty smooth sailing, but the first time I tried to load into the lobby, I was unsuccessful. So now we are in there, and we can take a look at what's going on here in practice. Get timing and scoring up. We've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in practice here. Right now, it is the 51 of Jeremy Zarfos, who is quick time. Kevin Click, Skylar Brown, Chris Brenner, Michael Sheridan, your top 5. Guys still filing in. Trading Paint still loading up here. We're going to get to see these guys' beautiful schemes here momentarily. Let's talk about the championship standings here in the Race 1 DOB Wicked Cushion 410 Wing Sprint Car League. On top, it is Skylar Brown. That race win propelling him forward. 16 points ahead of Ernie Williams Jr. Jeffrey Stewart currently sitting in third in the point standings, with Mason Hannigan and James Tiernan rounding out the top 5. Only 2 races so far this season. We've had the special races and the holiday break, which moves some stuff around for us. But we are now ready to get back going with the 410 League. Now, next week, however, we will have another special race. There's a load of special races next week, actually, because we will have on Monday night, I believe it is Monday night, we will be going to Eldora for the NASCAR truck race, 100 laps at Eldora in DOB competition. Not actually sure what are they, the Gander trucks now? I mean, they change them every year. They have a different sponsorship, but it is the NASCAR trucks at Eldora. The lone NASCAR race on dirt, we're going to do it virtually next week on Monday, which actually I think I might race in that one. You might not see that one broadcast. But then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we will be doing the winged sprint cars in the Kings Royal competition. So the Kings Royal DOB Kings Royal stuff will be going next week, so we'll have plenty of fun with that. Oh my God, Red Wine, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Hot laps now completed. We're going to hop into qualifications for the 410 Wing Sprint Car Series here tonight. We might as well stick with the guy who was fastest in hot laps, Jeremy Zarfos, hitting the track. I'm hoping Trading Paints loads his beautiful machine up really soon because it is fantastic. He was upset the other night because he had a really fast car before getting caught up in a crash that kept him away from what was possibly a win. He was in the lead when a slide job came in that ended up taking him out. Here we go. There's that beautiful machine. Alzheimer's awareness on the side of that Dave Blaney Sim Team machine. Zarfos goes fourth quick on his first lap. Kevin Click and Skylar Brown in front of him. John Lopresto's got a good time up there. Let's see what he's got here on the second lap. I think he went a little quicker, 17.720, but that's only good enough for sixth for Zarfos. Trying to find out who's the man on top right now. Weston Newell was it, but he is knocked down to second place by Dawson Hess, who has taken the top spot. Now Dawson's knocked off. 22 seconds left. Things are winding down. Craig Dunn is the man out there, P1 right now. And it looks like that's going to hold with just 9 seconds left in qualifications. A couple guys trying to get some laps in. Cole Newhoffen not on track yet. Brian Johnson as well. And that is going to be it for qualifications. MBG Shell, next week it will be the Eldora trucks, the NASCAR trucks on Monday in a special 100-lap feature. And then we will have the Kings Royal competition, which actually I can look up what the official schedule is here momentarily. This is probably a good time, so let me see what I can do here. I have it in my messages. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, Monday, 3rd Annual Dirt Derby. Let's see. Tuesday will be the Joker's Wild Race at Eldora. A main will be 30 laps. The night before the Kings Royal on Wednesday will be 35 laps. And then Thursday, the actual DOB Kings Royal, 40 laps on Thursday night. So 410 sprint cars Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We were able to secure a sponsor for that. We were talking about doing the broadcast. I thought I was going to get lucky. I thought I was going to get to do some racing, but I don't think that's how it's going to go. So unfortunately, you're going to be stuck with me next week. James giving Dunny some love in chat. Craig Dunn, quick time here at Williams Grove. Waiting on a couple of guys to get loaded up here. Maybe not going to get loaded up, actually. We're going to see. The Flying Aussie. Going to start 4th here in this heat race. So we are rolling here for heat number 1. 2 cars unable to make the call. Max Paquette and Bill Rocky, both not going to show up for this race. So let's talk about the guys who are out there on track on the pole in the number 93 DOB machine. It is Chris Roberts. And to his outside in the 10 points leader, Skylar Brown. Cole Cabret and Craig Dunn make up row number 2. You can see Cole's car still loading in there. Dunn, quick time here tonight. Row number 3 is made up of the 98 of James Tiernan and the 21 of John Helms. Jeffrey Stewart in the top 3 in points there. Inside row number 4 with Dustin Griffiths to his outside in the 82. And Brent Hobson and Bo Brunig rounding out your field. Brunig had a wild night last night in non-wing competition. He's hoping to see a little bit better here tonight. So 10 laps the distance. Top 4 will advance to tonight's A main. Chris Roberts going to give him green here off of turn number 4. Points later, Brown on the outside. Can he stay close? Great start for Roberts, who's going to power down into turn number 1. Working the middle now. He's left a little room for Skylar Brown, who's going to power around the outside. 93 dropping back. That's Cabret now with a slide job. Going to take away second spot. Maybe the race lead. Brown able to hold him off so far. You can see Jeffrey Stewart flying out to the inside of the track there on the front stretch. Here comes Brown with the over-under. Great racing here in the early goings of Heat 1. See those guys dipping to the bottom of the racetrack. Roberts and Dunn fighting it out for third as here comes James Tiernan on the outside. He takes the final transfer position away from Roberts. Dustin Griffiths trying to insert himself into this battle as well. Now Tiernan, you see, he's got a little bit of a battle there with Dunn. Slight contact between those two. Didn't seem to hurt anybody. No harm, no foul. We move on. Griffiths now with a slide job on Roberts. He's put himself into 5th. One more car, and he will secure a transfer. Automatic berth into tonight's A main. Fifth and sixth will have to go to the B main. We do have a special giveaway for the B main tonight, courtesy of Weston Newell and Mr. Deadhead. We'll talk about that momentarily. You can see this is the battle right now. James Tiernan is fighting it out for second at the moment. But we are watching as Dustin Griffiths runs down the quick qualifier, Craig Dunn, and starts to do battle for that final transfer spot. We're taking 4. Dunn has it. Griffiths wants it. Everybody right there. A lot of moisture still in this track. These drivers able to do anything that they want at the moment. It's Cole Cabret out front. He's on the high side. He's got Skylar Brown right there with him. Tiernan on the back bumper of the 10. Swindell speed. Oh, problems! The top 2! And no caution. Now the caution flies. Oh, as he comes across. And Jeffrey Stewart and Bo Brunig make contact. Problems for the points leader here on the final lap of the race. See if we can get an instant replay quickly. Oh, there you see it. The 40 of Cabret makes contact with the outside retaining wall, and that sucks Brown into it. And now, as you can see, James Tiernan is going to win heat race number 1 and start on the pole of tonight's feature. Craig Dunn finishes 2nd. Dustin Griffiths 3rd. And we're looking here, and it's Chris Roberts who's going to come home in 4th as the top 2 guys in that heat race get shuffled back in an unfortunate incident. Tiernan gifted the race lead and a pole position in tonight's main. Wow, that's a fantastic gift to get, especially at Williams Grove. We talked about that B main giveaway just a bit. Weston Newell has a t-shirt to give away to a viewer, courtesy of Mr. Deadhead of deadhead.com.au. That's DEDHED.com.au. He's going to ask viewers to guess the fastest lap time in the B main, and the closest person will win a t-shirt of their choosing. Got a lot of options, he said, that are coming up. They've already got some up on the site, more coming. So that's going to be on offer later for one lucky viewer. We say lucky, a little bit of skill in there. We got to keep track of what kind of times we're getting. We'll probably keep track of that in the C main to give you guys some information to make an educated guess in the B main to see who's going to have quickest time in the race. Look at that fresh digs there on the 22 of Mason Hannigan, starting on the pole here tonight. Special white paint scheme on that machine. Jeremy Zarfos to his outside. Kevin Click and Dawson Hess make up row number 2, with John Lowe and Michael Sheridan row 3. Ryan Scheidt and Tyson Landis row number 4, while David Flick and William Duvall make up row number 5. And rounding out your field in the 13 and the 97, respectively, it is Matthew Williams and Matthew Henninger. Sheridan was another driver who was very quick here Tuesday night. Those Dave Blaney Sim Team boys really want to do good here at Williams Grove. We'll see what they can do. Beautiful cars, that's for sure. I commend whoever painted those things. Mason Hannigan going to give him green here off of turn 4. Top 4 advance. 10 laps the distance. Here we go. Wow, good start for Hannigan, but an even better start for Zarfos. He's going to pass second place car and make his way forward. Now Zarfos to the inside of the 22. Trying to make a battle for the lead here on lap number 2. Tries the slider. Hannigan's not going to let him have it. Goes a little bit wider line. Gets the run down the back. Those two cars nearly making contact. Kevin Click right there with them now. Oh, now contact between Zarfos and the 257. That's Dawson Hess. Zarfos able to recover, but not before losing a couple of spots. He's got to make sure that he can get that car back going forward, because he is in danger of losing the transfer. John Lowe has it right now. He goes to the inside of Zarfos. See, they're 3 wide behind them. That's Sheridan and Scheidt battling it out for the right to go after Lowe in 4th. Ooh, Landis getting a little bit of contact there. It was Dawson Hess who made contact with Zarfos, and now he's going to make a little contact with Sheridan. Not making many friends with that Dave Blaney Sim team tonight. But Hess now back up to 6. Currently in 4th, it is Ryan Scheidt. He made his way around Lowe. John in the 20, trying to mount a comeback. Out front, it's still Mason Hannigan. Kevin Click in 2nd, Zarfos 3rd. This is the battle for 4th, the final transfer position. Heard a little bit of contact, and we do have a caution flag. That's Tyson Landis, who ran into trouble there in 3 and 4. A little bit of contact here with the 15 of Sheridan. Let's see what happens. He's going to go down to the inside here in turn 3. Ooh, he made contact with the inside wall, which pushed him out into Sheridan. I'm sure Michael might be a little aggravated at the moment, but he'll get a look at that replay and realize that there wasn't really intent there from Landis. Landis a good guy. Everybody knows that he wouldn't do that on purpose. So hopefully everybody gets patched up and happy here. Top 10 looks like this. Mason Hannigan in the lead. Kevin Click, Zarfos, and Scheidt. Scheidt's up 3 spots to take that 4th and final transfer position. Lowe and Hess, the odd men out right now. Sheridan and Landis have to recover. Not sure if Landis is going to have to claim that caution or not. Might move him to the rear of the field. We'll have to see. We should get one lap of green flag action here. You know, after all of the technical difficulties we had yesterday, I have not dropped a single frame today. I love computers, I must say. Absolutely love them. So we're going to get back racing here on the white flag lap of heat race number 2. Mason Hannigan probably did not want to see that caution, as he had developed quite the lead here, but with a good restart, he can give himself some breathing room to continue to dominate this race. Here we go. Hannigan did get a decent start. Click sticking with him tough. He's going to go to the outside. Zarfo's going to try a slide job. Wow, Click got a really good run down the backstretch. It's the final lap here. Going for the win in the outside front row starting position. In the feature, Click's going to get it off the corner. Hey, Hannigan shite. And Zarfos rounding out your top 4, taking those transfer positions on to tonight's A main. Yeah, Jordan's a big supporter of us here at EUTV and over at Billy's channel, the Bus 79. We have no shame in the smart-ass game. One caution each there in the heat races. Plenty of action. It's been great so far. I must say, one caution for each heat race would be a welcome sight compared to what we saw on Tuesday. Williams Grove, like we said, it has the potential to be some excellent racing, and it has the potential to be an absolute demolition derby. We'll probably get a mixture of both tonight, which is totally fine with me because I like to see a little bit of action. Gives me something to scream about. As long as we don't have too much drama. Got to remember, you fight in the pits, you go to jail. But if you fight on the front stretch, we put a little extra money in your wallet as you leave going out tonight. So here we go. On the front row in the 371, it is Curtis Merriman with Billy Rowley in the Team SETI machine to his outside. Cameron Merriman inside row number 2 with Weston Newell in the 222. Anthony Lepresto and Shea Paolo make up row number 3 with Trey Osborne and Alexander Balducci to his outside in row number 4. Jordan Hack and Nathan Kropaszewski, row 5, and Connor Lane rounding out our field. All right. 10 laps the distance, top 4 advance to the A main. We'll see what kind of start Rowley can get. He's got a little bump there from Newell, his teammate, saying, let's go, buddy. It's time to get it going. Merriman got a great start. Ooh, problems at the back. Who is that? That's the 11. No. That's Connor Lane who had an issue there. Kropaszewski, pardon. Timing his scoring, trying to catch up to me. Problems out front, however, Merriman on the cushion, getting crossed up. Oh, big time down the front stretch. That crash happened going into turn number 3, and you didn't see the end of it until they crossed the start-finish line. Curtis is going to feel sick to his stomach on that one. Let's back it up here. You see him come down the backstretch. He's going to struggle getting into turn 3, into the fence, which turns him down into Newell. He tries to stay out of the way, tank slapping down the front stretch before Shea Paolo makes contact. That's the 346 of Cameron Merriman getting some of that as well. So Curtis is done. I do believe Cameron and Paolo continue. Balducci, massive damage to his machine. He's out as well. And we have to reset this race. So, the man in the race lead. It's the Wicked Energy Gum machine of Billy Rowley. Teammate Weston Newell behind him. Anthony Lepresto now in third. Trey Osborne fourth. Jordan Hack and Colton Lane, the big winners in that contact there. Up 4 and 5 positions, excuse me. Yeah, we had one heat race on Tuesday night where one guy got airlifted and then 2 other guys took up both ambulances. So if it was real life, we would have been sitting there waiting for a bit, I got to tell you. So we're going to go green next time by. Be working lap 6. Unfortunate start to heat race number 3. Both Merrimans getting wrapped up in that. We'll see if Cameron can climb his way forward. He had some good runs last night in non-wing competition. Rowley now looking to get a good start here. Weston Newell trying to stick with him. We're going green. Great start for both of those drivers, actually. They're going to pull a gap there on Anthony Lepresto in the 57. Everybody on the high side at the moment. Let's zoom in on Lepresto here. Utilizing the top, but Rowley getting a little farther sideways than he wanted. That gives Newell a look. You saw Newell kind of struggle there off the corner. We talked about how Williams Grove, the bumps develop coming off the corner. You can really find yourself in trouble quickly. We'll keep track of that. We saw that a little bit with the 360s, but the 410s wear the track out even more. That time Weston actually made a little contact with the right rear of Rowley, who's got to try to figure a better way around 3 and 4, or he's going to have some trouble holding that top spot. This is a very important heat. Winner of this heat is going to start inside second row. You see Newell trying very hard to get to the outside there. He's really struggling off of 4, and Rowley is struggling in the middle of 3 and 4. Lepresto is seeing this. He's licking his chops, hoping he's going to have a chance to do something there. That time Rowley was able to stay in the moisture a little better. Newell not willing to go up top either. I think Cameron Merriman had a little bit of an issue there in that corner. But we got to stay up here in the front of this field because Rowley and Newell are really putting on a show. And any sort of slip-up is going to allow the 57. But this is the final lap, waning stages. Newell got a really good run there. Weston Newell's going to take victory here in heat race number 3. Billy Rowley second, Anthony Lepresto third, and Trey Osborne's going to come home with the final transfer spot in 4th. Those caution flag laps make the races go quite quickly. Zardul saying he's turning some wrenches, try to pick up that win in the D main. Yeah, looked like the track starting to become a little complicated. We saw Billy struggling in the middle of 3 and 4, and then Weston, up until the final lap, seemed to be struggling off of 4, but once he got it right, took that win. All right, heat race number 4 on track. On the pole in the 292, it is Peyton Grease. And to his outside in the 71, it's John Lepresto. Kevin Hanley in the 110 makes up the inside of row number 3, with Chris Brenner in the 70 to his outside. First time we've seen Chris out in DOB competition this season. KKR driver going to do battle with us here tonight. Inside row number 3, it's Sean Wallenfels Jr., and to his outside, the 77 of Aaron Schaefer. Kyle Stoltz and Brennan Lacey, row 4. Jonathan Smith and Cole Newhoffen, row 5. And rounding out your field is the 121 of Brian Johnson. Look at Cole sporting that throwback Steve Kinzer scheme. He's got a couple of those. Pretty proud of it there. Peyton Grease has control. 10 laps. Top 4 advance. Lepresto tried to get a jump on him. It's going to hurt him in the long run. Hanley able to make the maneuver. Hanley was very quick here Tuesday night. Loves this track. Well, Schaefer is the man on the move right now. Started back in that 3rd row. He's already got the final transfer spot. You see Lepresto trying to put the moves on Hanley. That actually is going to bring him back into the clutches of Schaefer, who's going to try the outside line here. And behind them, Brenner is coming. 5th place Brenner. Ooh, nearly getting into the back of the 71 there. We saw a lot of contact that way. These guys trying those different lines. Here comes Brenner up the inside of Lepresto, trying to make that slide job stick for the 4th and final transfer position. Right behind them, Sean Wallenfels was poking his nose up there. Now Brenner to the outside. Lepresto unable to slide up in front of him. Give Brenner the 4th spot. Look at Schaefer working the outside of Hanley. Brenner trying to come with him. Schaefer had a little trouble there out of 4. That gave the spot to Brenner, who's the man we're keeping our eyes on right now because he's moving forward. Schaefer holding the 4th and final transfer spot. Hanley now under fire from Brenner. He's got to the outside. All the while, Peyton Grease. Wow, that's really tight quarters there, but Brenner squeezes through. Hanley was going to slide up in front of him and take that preferred line away, and Brenner said, "No, thank you, sir. I'm going up there anyway." Squeezed between the 110 and the fence, and now sets his sights on the 92 of Peyton Grease. Chris Brenner making his inaugural start here in Season 3 of 2019, and he wants to announce his presence with authority. Grease to the bottom of the track. Brenner's on the high side, right on the cushion, and he takes the lead coming out of turn 2. Chris Brenner from 4th to 1st. 2 laps left in this race. He's looking to find the outside 2nd row starting position in tonight's feature. Peyton Grease in 2nd. Kevin Hanley 3rd. Right now, Aaron Schaefer holds the final transfer spot. But Wallenfels up the inside, the Black Diamond Machine, taking away that coveted 4th position. Now Wallenfels working on Kevin Hanley. White flag is out. Chris Brenner still out front. Peyton Grease 2nd. This is the battle for 3rd as Hanley and Wallenfels fight it out. Here comes Brenner down the front stretch, giving a little bit of celebration as he crosses the line. Did he run out of fuel? Crash behind them. Wallenfels finished. Stoltz and a couple of other drivers had a little bit of an issue there on the final front stretch. I do believe, now Chris has still got some fuel there. He's just having a little fun down the front stretch on that. I was a little worried there for a moment, but everything worked out. Brett Wheeler predicting fastest B main lap will be 19.322. He's pretty confident on that one right there. Being able to call that here as we go into the D main. We are now to the lesser mains. We were talking about Weston Newell offering a t-shirt giveaway to one lucky viewer here, courtesy of Mr. Deadhead of deadhead.com.au. Spell that DEDHED.com.au. And the viewer that guesses is closest to the fastest lap time in the B main will earn a t-shirt of their choosing. So let's keep track of the fastest laps in this race. If you are watching, we are live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv. We're live on the DOB Facebook page. We are live on the DOB YouTube as well as my Facebook page. So once we get to the B main, everybody put their times in, and we will find out who is closest to the fastest time scored in the D main, or B main, sorry. Brett says he'll be running 17.4s. He's that fast. I mean, I'm not going to doubt you. I'd be very impressed. Very impressed. So, D main on the track. A lot of guys unable to make the call here for the D. John Helms, Kyle Stoltz, Max Paquette, Bill Rocky, and Matthew Williams all not starting here in the D main, which is strange. Top four going to advance here. Starting lineup's going to look like this on the pole in the 101. It is Shea Paulo. And it is outside in the 63, Jonathan Smith. David Flick and Alexander Balducci make up row number 2, while it will be Curtis Merriman and Kyle Stoltz in row number 3. And rounding out your field will be William Duvall and Brennan Lacey. Kyle Stoltz is in the pits, actually, so we even have one guy who's having to start from the pits here. D-Main already getting wild, and we've not even turned a lap. David Flick, he's blinking. We got all kinds of iRacing lobby problems here. So let's find out who has it. Shea Paulo going to give him green off of turn number 4. Great start for Paulo. Look at the jump that he got. Problems for Smith, who lets 3 cars by before he even gets to turn 1. David Flick, who is still blinking. Whoa, straight across the nose of another car there. That's Curtis Merriman, who had to take evasive maneuvers to miss the blinking car of Flick, who is now doing battle for second place with Alexander Balducci. Ooh, Smith into the fence there. He comes across. He's going to catch another car. William Duvall involved. Is that Brennan Lacey as well? No caution. I'm kind of stunned at that, to be honest with you. Now problems with Merriman again. Let's see if he gets that car straightened out. He does. There's a significant gap back to 5th place, so he still holds the transfer spot. Brett having a go at Trey. Actually, I think it was Trey having a go at Brett in the chat there. Schaefer in the YouTube chat talking about licking the stamp and sending it. We're seeing plenty of that here in the D main. Right now, Shea Paulo has control, but he has got Alexander Balducci knocking at the door here. Balducci on the bottom, Paulo on top. This time, Balducci pulls level as they cross the line for lap 6. Seems like the high side working pretty good down there in 1 and 2, but the low side in 3 and 4 really powerful. Shea Paulo trying to stay away from that pit wall down the backstretch. We saw him take a wild ride on Tuesday night there. Yeah, that was strange, Zardul. No caution on that one. I can't explain that one. David Flick in 3rd, still Merriman in 4th, and a sizable gap back to 5th place Brennan Lacey, who is trying his damnedest to close the gap, but he's got a long way to go. These guys are in turn 1 and 2 while he was getting into turn 3. So no real danger for that final transfer position as long as these guys don't make some sort of massive mistake. Balducci in the race lead with 2 laps to go. Paolo in second. David Flick trying to come forward and battle with him. See Paolo's car not doing exactly what he wants it to do right now. White flag is out for Balducci. 2 more corners. And he can move on to the C main here tonight. Cross the line. Balducci, Paolo, Flick, and Merriman. Looks like the fastest lap in this race belonged to Curtis Merriman at 19.032. 19.032 fastest lap in the D main. So keep that in mind as we go forward here for our B main giveaway. Lining up for the C main. Look at that 10 car. Points leader, Skylar Brown. There's a lot of fast cars in this C main. This is where you get into trouble if you have problems in the heat, because you have so many good drivers that you have to beat getting through these lesser mains. Cole Cabre, Skylar Brown, the points leader. Michael Sheridan, Tyson Landis, John Lepresto. I mean, are you kidding me? Any other league, this is an A main right here. Bombers Baseball, thank you for the follow, my friend. "12 laps the distance in the C main. Top 4 advance to the B. Let's talk about our starting lineup on the pole in the Dave Blaney Sim Team Machine. It's the 15 of Michael Sheridan. And it is outside the 346 of Cameron Merriman. Brian Johnson in the 121 and points leader Skylar Brown in row number 2. Tyson Landis, Team SETI driver, to the inside of Nathan Kropaszewski, row 3. John Lepresto and Cole Cabre make up row number 4, with Matthew Henninger and Alexander Balducci, row 5. Rounding out your field will be Shea Paolo, David Flick, and Curtis Merriman. So, we're going to go green this time by. Michael Sheridan has 12 laps to hold these guys off and move himself into tonight's B main. We'll see if he can do it. Green is out. Good start for Sheridan, who's able to clear the 346 and utilize the line that he wants. You see Merriman getting a great run off of turn 2 there. He's going to pass him down the backstretch even before they get to the corner. Move Cameron Merriman to the race lead. Looking very fast out front. Sheridan going to try to fight back. Skylar Brown in third, keeping pace with these guys. 4th place belongs to Cole Cabre as Tyson Landis tries to run him down. Not sure why Trading Paints isn't recognizing his scheme right now, but that beautiful white car is the Swindell Speed Lab machine of Cole Cabre. Tyson Landis trying to work him. 3rd place changing hands right now. Sheridan was in front of Brown, but looks like Brown's going to take that 2nd spot. He hit a little bit into the fence there coming out of turn 2, which slowed him down the backstretch. That top side really coming in. I don't know if it's the bottom that's slowing up or if the top side is just really quick, but you can see how much faster Brown is able to get around that track. So much so that Sheridan has moved his way up there in 1 and 2. Starting to search for a better line. Cole Cabray having some issues there coming off of 4. Caution flag waves. Looks like we got some issues with Matthew Henninger there. Not sure why we're not seeing Henninger. Maybe he was blinking a little bit. Kropaszewski already in the pits. Gonna follow Palo here in the corner. Looks like the incident happens in front of him. You see David Flick getting a piece of that. Cameron Merriman. Now we got him. He's battling out with Landis. He's going to catch the inside of the pit wall. Still out there, but relegated to 12th spot. Laps winding down here in the C main. Current fast time in the C comes from the race leader, 18.713 by Cameron Merriman, 18.713. As we continue to make guesstimates as to what these guys will be running in the B main. We're going to get back going racing here, coming off of turn number 4. These guys will be working lap 9. Merriman has control. Skylar Brown going to see if he can get around him here. Tyson Landis now right on the back bumper of Cabray. Hoping that he can make his way into tonight's B main. Sheridan on the bottom is going to make that work this time. He gets ahead of the 10 of Brown. You see how close he's getting to that inside retaining wall, but he's finding the moisture down there, and it's working. Cabray looking to mimic what he's seeing from that driver, and he's going to make it work as well. Cabray now moving past Brown into 3rd. Caution flag waves. That's probably going to be the end of the race. And I think we got a problem here with Mr. Landis. Let's find out here. Yep. Pinched into the outside retaining wall by the 121 of Brian Johnson. Landis brings out the caution, and I do believe that's going to end his race 1 participation there. Not sure what's going on with, is that Kropaszewski? Having some problems getting that car calmed down there. He might be a little upset at somebody, but it is not well received to do any goofy stuff. So, this is how they're going to finish. Cameron Merriman in 1st. Michael Sheridan 2nd. Cole Cabray 3rd. Skylar Brown in 4th. Those guys will transfer on to tonight's B main. Everybody putting in their predictions for the Deadhead shirt that's on offer from Mr. Deadhead and Weston Newell. Mr. Deadhead might actually be Weston Newell. I don't know. Wait, that's like a Rey Mysterio type thing. Could be an alter ego. Could be a good friend. Don't want to out anybody here, but I'm just saying there is a bit of mystery going on with this giveaway. It's always good to have a little mystery. 18.713 fastest lap. 18.713 was the fastest lap in the C main. Rum Donkey's saying it's going to be 18.475. Wow, he's thinking it's going to get 3/10 quicker. There are some cars. I mean, you know, you start in the B main, you say, well, these cars were a little faster than the C main cars. Okay. But then you got some guys who crashed and maybe should have been a little higher. So it's hard to say if they're going to get any quicker or they're actually going to get slower because of the track wearing out. What we're doing right now, put in chat your guess on what the fastest lap time in the B main will be. And we are going, if it gets close, we're going to go all the way to the 1,000th. It was 18.713 in the C main was the quickest time. But Weston Newell has a t-shirt to give away to a viewer courtesy of Mr. Deadhead of deadhead.com.au. That's DEDHED.com.au. And we are asking viewers to guess the fastest lap time in the B main, and the closest time will win a t-shirt of their choosing. Rum Donkey, thank you for the follow, my friend. Link controller is deleting our predictions. I can still see them, so I will save the chat here just in case we have any problems. Chris Brenner saying 18.537. So if they do go away, I do have the chat here, and I have the chats from Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube all in one. So if you're watching live, we're live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv, the DOB Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as my Facebook page. I have all of those chats together right here to tell you who the closest one is. So might as well talk about the starting lineup here. On the pole in the Elbows Up Sim Sport Machine, it is the 072 of Jeffrey Stewart, top 3 in points, looking to have a good night here. He's got a good position so far. John Lowe to his outside. Connor Lane and Aaron Schaefer, row 2. Bo Brunig, Dawson Hess, row 3. Jordan Hack, Cole Newhoff, row 4. Brent Hobson, Cameron Merriman, Michael Sheridan, Cole Cabray, and Skylar Brown rounding out your field. We're going green for 14 laps. Top 4 make it to the A main. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The B is underway. Great start for Stewart. He's got a really good jump there. Connor Lane. Oh, problems for Lowe. He's in the fence and he's gone. He was blinking out there on the pace lap. You see Newellhoffen and another driver taking evasive maneuvers. Lowe is going to slide a little too much. That rear catches. I think there were 2 separate incidents. Let's look and see what happened to Newellhoffen. Yeah. Here we get the start. That's Jordan Hack behind him. Newellhoffen is going to go to the bottom, and he just lifted. Hack unable to get that car slowed up in time. I think both of those drivers still out there. Newellhoffen not happy with Jordan. Give him a little bit of a wheel. Say, hey, buddy, come on now. Yeah, I was just thinking about that, Zardul. If we get all cautions, and the best lap right now is a 14.093. Oh, sorry, 34. Okay, no, actually, it's a 31.644 from Michael Sheridan. So that's your time right now. But hey, we're talking the closest. You know, I guess if you're doing like the Price is Right. Chris, the feature is 30 laps tonight. 30 lap feature tonight. Let's reset the top 10 here. Jeffrey Stewart got a good start. He was out ahead of all those problems. Connor Lane, Aaron Schaefer, Dawson Hess, your top 4. Hobson and Merriman, Cabray, and Brown made up a lot of positions from that contact, but it is Bo Brunig who is in the 5th spot looking to make his way into this race. Anybody that hasn't guessed the fastest lap time in tonight's B main, go ahead and guess a time in the chat. There's a t-shirt on the line. We're going to get back going racing here. Working lap 5. Jeffrey Stewart had a great start last time. Let's see if he can do it once more. He really did. Fantastic start there for Stewart, who got a big jump on Connor Lane. Lane goes to the high side. He's got Aaron Schaefer to his inside, and the 257 behind him. Schaefer now getting around Lane. He sets his sights on Stewart. See the outside off of turn 4 gave Lane a really good run, however. Merriman trying to make his way around Dawson Hess, who's still holding on to 4th. Ooh, problems there. Newhoffen's in another incident down the backstretch. We stay green. Didn't see what other car it was. C.C. Stewart extending the gap there on Schaefer. Here comes Lane to the outside. They're 3 wide as Cabré makes his way forward in this race. Cole Cabré started second to last, and he's up to second right now. See Lane fighting back on the outside. Merriman in there too, but contact Schaefer. He's going to collect Dawson Hess. Caution flag waves. This track is slicking off, and we're seeing those typical Williams Grove crashes where a guy slows up to get into turn 1, and the car behind him just doesn't realize that he needs to slow up that much as well. That has serious implication on this race. Because those guys were fighting for a transfer position. Schaefer had a transfer spot, and now he's working in 12th position. Okay. Right now, fastest lap time in this race belongs to the 40 of Cole Cabré, currently in 3rd. 19.125. 19.125 is the fast lap right now. It is a little slower than what we saw in the C main, which is not surprising. You can see this track is changing. We'll see what Cole can put out there now, though. He was making his way through traffic to get out front, but now he's going to have his lane choice here. And I do want to point out that lap of 19.125 is 3/10 quicker than anybody else. Newhoffen has the second quickest lap with 19.451. Then it's Connor Lane, 19.5. Race leader is at a 19.7 right now. So, I mean, Cole is absolutely flying. So, we are going to have 3 green flag laps here to end this race, as long as we don't have yellow flag laps. We're going to see what's going to happen right here. Top 4 advanced to the main event here tonight. Jeffrey Stewart trying to hold on. Not as good of a start for Stewart there, but he does make a little bit of a gap on Lane. Lane under fire from Cabré, who's on the bottom side of the racetrack. Ooh, those cars side by side behind the 072. Cole on the bottom, looking to make a charge on Stewart. Caution waves. That's it. This race is over. Let's check and see if that's Hobson. Yes, Brent Hobson having issues bringing out the caution. Ooh, there into Schaefer. That car was hurt severely. He tried to exit out to not bring out the caution, but the caution flag did wave. So, final lap will be under caution. Jeffrey Stewart, Cole Cabré, Connor Lane, and that is Cameron Merriman, who will advance to tonight's A main. The fastest lap in this race will stay at 19.125. Now, Tiernan was at a 19.1, so he's 0.025 off of it. 19.4, 18.3. I'm going through here. Bill Rocky was 18.9. Garrett Pepiat as well is tied with Tiernan. $18.2. Brett was at a 19.3. I gotta say, I do believe that Garrett Pepiat is going to be the winner of the t-shirt here, because Tiernan at first guessed a 19.050 before changing to 19.1. And Pepiat was at 19.1 the entire way. So I'm going to give it to Garrett Pepiat, winner of the sweepstakes here, with the closest lap time. And now we go to the 2-minute warm-up. Ladies and gentlemen, Wicked Relief Gum is your daily dose of CBD in the form of a chew. Each piece is 10 milligrams of CBD and absorbs 5 times faster than other products. Whether it's pain, inflammation, anxiety, or insomnia, Wicked Relief Gum offers quick and easy relief. Just go to wickedgumcbd.com and use code DOBRL for 10% off your order and free shipping on race days. The DOBRL code also works on wickedenergygum.com for a boost of energy and focus as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I never used a CBD product before trying Wicked Relief Gum, and I am legit sold. I'm not joking. I would not lie to you just to be pushing this product, but I'm taking the Wicked Relief Gum daily, and it's everything that it says it is. Do appreciate anybody who shows support to the Wicked Relief, Wicked Energy, Wicked Cushion guys who make these broadcasts possible. Cole Cabre, fastest in the warm-up. Mason Hannigan, Chris Brenner, your top 3. Those are the guys putting in the quick laps here in the warm-up. As we get ready, Chris Brenner 4th. We're getting ready for the 30-lap feature here tonight at the virtual Williams Grove Speedway. 77 degrees the temperature. Weather is overcast. That's actually a lot cooler than we saw Tuesday night's race 1. Greg Thielsen saying he's going to have to try some Wicked Gum. I'm telling you. Now, and I will say, too, because I tried the Wicked Energy Gum as well, I am not a person that energy drinks and things really do much for me. I'm the kind of guy that can drink a Mountain Dew before bed, and it helps me sleep more than would keep me up. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And let me tell you, actually, the Wicked Relief Gum with CBD, it tastes great. And that was what I thought. I'm like, oh, my God, what am I doing here? This is going to be gross. It tastes great. It's great gum. Mayezor, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. So here we go. We are rolling for tonight's main feature, the main event here for the DOB WoO 410 Wing Sprint Car Series. Live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv. 30 laps the distance. Caution flag laps will not count. And we do have another full show coming up after this. So after this race, don't go anywhere. We're going to get interviews with the top 3, and we will move on to race 2 here tonight at Williams Grove. On the pole in the Elbows Up TV machine, it is the 98 of James Tiernan, and to his outside, Team SETI driver, the 25 of Kevin Click. Weston Newell inside row number 2 with KKR number 70, Chris Brenner on the outside. Craig Dunn and Mason Hannigan make up row number 3 with Billy Rowley, Peyton Grease, row 4. Dustin Griffiths and Ryan Scheidt rounding out your top 10. Anthony Lepresto, Kevin Hanley, Chris Roberts, Jeremy Zarfos, Trey Osborne, Sean Wallenfels, Jeffrey Stewart, Cole Cabray, Connor Lane, Cameron Merriman, Dawson Hess, Michael Sheridan, and Skylar Brown and Jordan Hack rounding out your field. You know, I don't think I realized we were taking 8 out of the B main. That's surprising. We got more cars in this than I originally thought. Well, we're going green for 30 laps right here. James Tiernan has the race. Great start for Tiernan down into turn number 1. You can see Kevin Click holding on to second spot. Here comes Chris Brenner. Those guys nearly 3 wide down the backstretch. Weston Newell able to hold off Brenner so far. Tiernan, Click, and Newell all on the bottom. Chris Brenner, the only one venturing to the high side, and it's working for him. Caution flag's going to wave. I think Brenner got second place before the caution flag flew. It's Anthony Lepresto who has experienced some problems here. He goes down into turn 3, catches that fence that did so much damage to Shea Paolo on Tuesday night. Zarfos was in that as well. Let's watch how quickly this happens. A little bit of contact there coming out of turn 2. Yeah. What do you do when the car in front of you is suddenly pointed towards the sky? And that's too much damage for the Zarfos machine. That's unfortunate. I talked to him Tuesday night, and he was real excited about his speed on a slick track. And I'm sure that he was looking forward to the later stages of this race, and he's not going to get to see those, so that's unfortunate. So, white flag lap moves to lap 33. Top 10 looks like this. Brenner is up 2 in second spot. Scheidt and Hanley, the other main movers there in the top 10. Garrett Felton said he saw Paolo today. He's eating solids again. He's going to pull through. I'm sorry, Shay. I didn't mean to point that out, man, but it was a similar crash. Wild, wild accident on Tuesday night. It's good that he wasn't actually in the car. That's what's great about sim racing, because you don't feel it in the morning when you have crashes like that. I'm 34 years old now, man. If I had a crash like that in real life, I wouldn't walk for a week. So we're going to go green this time by James Tiernan out front. Chris Brenner is the man on the move right now. Second place. We'll see if he can use that top side to make some passes. Great start for Tiernan. He got Brenner to kind of stumble there. That is a fine art on starts and restarts, and Tiernan did it perfectly. 3 wide coming off of turn 2. Brenner still holding on. Kevin Click trying to give him a run for his money. Tiernan went to the top side. He saw how fast Brenner was there on that initial start. Everybody else working the inside. That probably tells you that top side is somewhat dangerous. Look at Brenner, though. He's powering around. He's going to make a run for the race lead. Down the backstretch, Tiernan trying to pull back level. He slides up the track, making contact with Brenner. Oh, no, Brenner on the front stretch. All of these guys getting shaken out. Contact with Click. Oh, my goodness. They continue on, but a lot of positions lost there for Brenner. He's got to be frustrated. You can see Cole Cabray making his way forward. He started this race in the back. He's up to 8th. Let's go back out front, see where we're at. It is Weston Newell who is the race leader currently. James Tiernan, who made contact with Brenner, running in second. Mason Hannigan, who was quick in practice, utilizing the high side here to make some passes. Peyton Grease, look at him. He's up there as well, running in 4th. He started this race. Oh, problems for Dunn. Craig Dunn all crossed up. He had to make contact with the inside wall. That shot him up the track. He's able to recover here, but that's rough for him because he was running quite well, and I think that car's got serious damage. That's probably it for Dunny as he makes his way into the pits. Back out front, Tiernan trying to run down the race leader, Weston Newell. Newell, who offered that T-shirt. Problems for Cole Cabre down the backstretch. I'm trying to find him. Oh, he's sideways. Caution flag is out. Contact with Rally as well. Let's back this up and see what happened. Right there in the middle of the track. That's Scheidt to the inside. He makes contact with Scheidt. Losing the front wing, that's going to significantly hinder that car. I want to look at Billy Rally as well, because there might have been 2 incidents. I think he caught some of Scheidt there. Ooh, he caught the inside retaining wall as well, which shot him up the track. Dustin Griffiths had a great maneuver there to stay out of the way of that 79. So that's what happened. Let's reset the top 10 here. White flag lap moves to lap 36. Garrett Felton in the Facebook chat saying that Cole was the one he was watching. Going to be unable to watch him from here on out. Cabre has pulled his car into the pits. See, look at Merriman. That is Cameron Merriman, the big mover in this race. He's up 14 positions to 6th. Now, don't forget, he's back up to 5th. Chris Brenner was the fastest car in this race in the early stages. He had a little bit of contact there with James Tiernan, which sent him nearly out of this race, but he was able to collect it. So we're going to keep an eye on that car. Weston Newell's going to have control. We were talking about Weston, the guy who offered the deadhead.com.au t-shirt giveaway in the B main. Currently doing great in the A. Thielsen talking about Hack, who's making his way forward as well. Still plenty of laps left. We're going to see what happens here. Weston Newell giving him green. Ooh, a little sideways there on the start. That's going to allow Tiernan to get close here going into turn 1. Behind them, Brenner is the man who goes to the high side. Hannigan and Merriman trying to follow him. See how dangerous that top side is. Peyton Grease is the man we really should be talking about. He is really giving Tiernan a run for his money at the moment. He's working the middle of the track, and it is doing quite well for him right now. He's got Brenner coming to his outside. He's able to pull ahead down the backstretch. I'm going to keep an eye on this as well. Brenner and Tiernan have a history from the early part of this race. Brenner gets around Peyton Grease, goes to the top side. He's going to come to the outside of Tiernan as those two drag race down the backstretch. Wow, Brenner's working that cushion quite well, and you see how thin it is. Let's go on board with him. You can hear how much he's off the throttle as he's trying to track down the 222. Caution flag waves. Trying to figure out where that come from. Scheidt's in the pits. Yeah, I think we just found it. Let's back it up here. Dustin Griffiths. You see him racing with Lane there on the bottom of the track. Lane comes off the top, net codes into Griffiths as he was having a blinking issue. And that is it for Dustin's night, as he was unable to get that car flipped back over. A lot of damaged race cars in the pits right now. Cameron Merriman still making his way forward. Chris Brenner, the KKR driver, up to second once more. White flag lap moves to lap 39. Spibent, SBI Bent, one of those. Thank you for the follow. You can see Brenner gave that 222 a little love tap there, saying, "Hey, buddy, I'm here. Get ready." Newell, overly familiar with Brenner and how fast he is. He will definitely be working on a strategy mentally to keep himself in front of that driver. But we're going to see who gets the best of it. "19 laps left in this race. We're going back green this time by Weston Newell on the high side of the track, which is different from what we've seen so far. Most guys restarting on the bottom. Newell choosing the outside. Here we go. Unorthodox starting method seemed to do well. Wow, you saw Tiernan on the brakes there to make sure he didn't run into Weston Newell. Watching Chris Brenner. Oh, Tiernan backing up there. A little bit of an issue getting into turn 3. Merriman nearly made contact. Maybe he did make contact, actually, just to cross Tiernan up there. You can see Hannigan trying to make his way forward. Billy Rowley moving forward in this race once more. We saw him have some trouble there. Michael Sheridan right behind him. Chris Roberts is there. He had a lot of good luck there on Tuesday. Got himself onto the podium. While we were watching that, we've had a change for the race lead. Chris Brenner has taken control of this race over Weston Newell, which is kind of strange because Weston had a pretty good gap on him there. I don't know if Weston run into trouble, but we see him struggling down there on the bottom right now. So maybe the bottom is just going away. Merriman on the high side is going to clear him as well. Weston trying to hold on to that moisture there at the bottom of the track, but it continues to get drier and drier. So Chris Brenner, your race leader. Cameron Merriman, who started way back, is the guy on the move, and he's catching Brenner too. You see Brenner have a little bit of a stumble. Merriman trying to close the gap here. Got to get on the binders to make sure he didn't run into the back of Brenner's car. We're going to have a race for the lead here momentarily. Merriman has come from the rear of this field, and he is not willing to give up and take second place. Battles going on behind them. Peyton Grease currently in fourth. You can see these guys top and bottom. Skylar Brown making his way forward. Kevin Hanley also having a good run. Brenner really struggling there off of 4. See that car hopping down the main stretch. Sucks his car away from the fence, which isn't a bad thing down the backstretch, as that fence will stick out and catch a right rear. That car is super fast, but you can see it's not quite as comfortable as Merriman's right now. Listen to how careful Merriman is on that throttle, and now he's got to run. He actually lifted there, utilizing his patience. Tried the bottom out, didn't like it too much, but you heard him down the front stretch. Let's watch this battle. Brenner trying to protect that line. coming off the top into the middle of the racetrack. Merriman seemed to approach that as a little bit of an experiment. You could see Brenner's car. It's fast, but it's bucking him. That cushion is so thin, but it still holds a lot of speed. Brenner now starting to pull away. He's made a good gap there. The laps are winding down. We've got 7 left. Lap traffic starting to play a part. We'll see if Merriman can close that gap once more. Weston Newell currently in 3rd. 4th place belongs to Skylar Brown, who started next to last in this race. Mason Hannigan right there in 5th with Kevin Hanley. Peyton Grease got a little crossed up there. He's going to drop back to 9th as Tiernan and Sheridan make their way around him. There's Rowley and Roberts also right there. These guys battling it out. But out front, that gap is closing. Race leader Brenner has Cameron Merriman getting larger and larger in his rearview mirror. Lap 39 is when the white flag will fly, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting down to the waning laps. And a race is brewing for the lead. Both of these guys utilizing the high side of the track. Merriman's car a little more comfortable right now. You saw Brenner kind of step out, go to the middle. It's still fast. He's putting in a lot of wheel input, I'm sure. A little bit of a mistake there from Brenner. That opens the door for Merriman down the backstretch. Not completely side by side, but he was able to poke his nose in. 2 to go here. The DOB WoO 410 Wing Sprint Car Series coming down to the wire. The top 2 doing battle. It's Chris Brenner and Cameron Merriman. White flag flying for Brenner. He's got 4 more corners to hold on to that thing, and he's going to take victory in his first DOB race of the season, but Merriman doesn't want to let him have it, and Merriman's got to run down the backstretch. Brenner to the high side, Merriman to the bottom. He's going to stay at the bottom, not sliding up. Here comes Brenner off of turn 4, looking at the checkered flag, and victory for the KKR driver as Cameron Merriman comes home second. And the final spot on the podium belonging to the 222 of Weston Newell. Skylar Brown finishes 4th. And Mason Hannigan is the man who's going to round out your top 5. Fantastic race here in race 1. Don't go anywhere. We've got a whole nother set of races coming up momentarily. This was the race 1 championship. We've got race 2 coming your way right after we interview these guys. But there he is, your race winner, Chris Brenner, making his first DOB start of the season, taking the victory. Cameron Merriman second, Weston Newell third. See if we can get these guys into the Discord here. We do have Cameron Merriman here, second place finisher in race number 1. Cameron, let me just say, you passed a hell of a lot of cars, my friend. That was a wild show to get out front, and you were very, very close to taking that race victory. I'm sure you wanted a little more there, but you got to feel pretty good making your way from the back of this field.
Yeah, that was a great run. I had a lot of fun, and Chris had a good run too. I thought early in the race when I got on Chris's bumper at like lap 8 that he was going to be slow, but I ended up following him through, and then we had a great race there at the end. it was challenging because especially on a track like this, if you're running the top, there's no room to pull alongside somebody if you want to pass somebody at the Grove here, especially on a track like this. Slide jobs are kind of out of the question late in the race with the track state as it is, and so you got to take the bottom. And I turned like over 200 laps before the race in practice, and they were all on the top, so I didn't really know what I was doing down there. So I said, "Screw it, I'll just throw it down there on Chris." And he ended up having to run down the straightaway. I didn't even know who was going to win there at the finish, but it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, we saw there as you caught him the first time. It looked like you started working the bottom just to try it out and see what was there. And I think clearly both of you preferred the top. But you talked about how hard it is to pull level with these guys. You know, we talked about the bumps that develop off of the corners, and you saw Brenner, his car. Maybe not as stable as yours. He's still very quick, but he would come off the wall there down the front stretch, and I know that had to make it pretty tough. And how much do you have to think, well, I got to go for it, but maybe if I go for it, I might end up in my head after some contact?
I can't speak for Chris, but I know from my personal perspective, when I got people in my mirror there, you know, when you're running the top on a track state like this, one of the biggest things that's important is to be steady and easy on the throttle as you exit the corners, right? And so I don't know exactly what happened to Chris, but if you're too eager on the throttle, come out of the corner, it'll jump sideways on you, and then you're ice skating across the track. So I was having fun watching him, hoping that that maybe it might bite him a little bit more than it did. But ended up we were pretty damn even down the stretch, and I don't know, I couldn't get anything there at the end. Credit to Chris, it was an excellent race.
Well, there you have it. Hard charger of the race right there, Cameron Merriman. Congratulations on a second-place finish. Good luck in the second race.
Thank you very much. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.
So let's talk to the man of the hour, the guy that took home victory here in race number 1 at the virtual Williams Grove Speedway. Chris Brenner, man, that had to be a heck of a frustrating race when you got going. We saw you take the lead early, a little bit of contact there, knocked you farther back in the field, but you were able to dig your way out, take the race lead back, and you never looked back there. I know it was a lot harder than that sort of summary right there, but talk about that race and tell us how it feels to overcome that adversity.
Boy, if you could see how bad I'm sweating right now, I don't think I've ever worked that hard in my life for a win.
Yeah, it definitely. Go ahead.
Cam was super fast in the second half of that race. He was definitely the faster car, and unfortunately for him, I was in his line and in his way, and he just wasn't able to capitalize and throw a slider.
It definitely made it interesting, you know, with that early trouble. It's always hard to make those passes. Cam was talking about it with how the track state was, and just things can happen so easily. But you were able to weave your way back forward, got the lead off of Weston there. Talk about the waning laps, because Cam got close to you twice. And, you know, you talked about the sweating right there, but with as thin as that cushion was, it seemed like your car, you might have been fighting it there a little bit, but that thing was pretty quick.
Yeah, it was quick, but I really had to throw it in really late in the corner on entry and try and get on that cushion immediately. And when you're doing that here, you're risking putting a tire over that cushion and it's over with. And I actually did that a few times. Luckily, I didn't collect Cam in those incidents, but it's one of the hardest tracks to run. It's one of the funnest for that reason. And right now, I'm just hoping my car was broken from that initial contact in the beginning there, because if not, I'm going to be in trouble this race too.
Well, we were talking about it. This is one of the first times we've seen you in DOB action here in this season. It's got to feel good to be able to hop in there and put it in victory lane here in race number 1. We're going to start seeing this KKR machine a little more often, and do you feel like you got a good shot going forward here?
I'm not sure. I've been kind of taking a break. I haven't raced much at all lately, but I can't pass up some Williams Grove action, especially with DOB and these slick tracks. It's a lot.
Well, you made it fun for us to watch. We hope to see more of you. Congratulations, Chris, on the victory, and good luck going forward.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
All right, let's talk to third place Weston Newell here before we get going in race number 2. Weston, you had your T-shirt giveaway, which went quite well, and then you hopped in the seat and were able to take the lead there a little bit. Third place here tonight. I'm sure you wanted to do a little better, but you got to be pretty happy with your showing.
Yeah, of course you always want to do better, but I can't complain with a third place. I had a third place car. I started third, I finished third, so it's just how it goes some nights.
So talk about that. Actually, we were watching a battle a little farther back, but you had the race lead there, and Chris got around you after a couple laps on a restart. Did you have a little bit of a stumble there, or how was the track treating you there on the bottom? We've seen you utilizing that bottom there quite heavily through the middle of this race.
No, I was running pretty well. I knew he was going to get me on the top side, but I didn't want to try anything stupid. I'd rather finish third than end up flipping over the wall. That's what happened if I move up there. So I just stayed on the bottom and watched his tail tank slowly go farther and farther away. And then Cameron passed me like I was sitting still. And I got up on the wheel a little bit. I think I was looking at my relative a few times. I had a little bit of a gap from the cars behind me. So I was just in autopilot. I just wanted to get her home safe in one piece, keep all 4 tires under the car.
Which is not an easy thing at Williams Grove, for sure, but you were able to make that happen. You're going to be out there in race number 2. You feel like this finish is going to give you the confidence to maybe do a little bit better?
Oh, yeah, I'll be a different track in race 2, nighttime. Hopefully the bottom will be in a little bit more. Who knows? Maybe I'll go up and try the top. It's race 2. Got nothing.
All right, well, congratulations on that podium finish. Go ahead and give us a plug here on your Deadhead sponsor that helped provide the giveaway here for the B Main sweepstakes.
Yeah, he's a main sponsor on my car. Also does all my paint work, Worm Paints, deadhead.com. Shout out to him. Thanks to Wicked Cushion. You guys here at Elbows Up TV, always a fantastic job. It's so enjoyable listening to you get excited in the booth. And shout out to 410 Media Solutions, all the guys over at Pick Me Up, all the guys at Bella's, Rum Donkey, thanks for stopping in. James Wallace, John, Chris, all the guys over with the PA Posse, Brian Otter, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
Well, there you have it, your top 3 from race number 1. We're getting ready for race number 2 here. Everybody who is hanging out with us, appreciate you all sticking with us here into the late hours. We've got a whole another program coming up momentarily. Remember the people on the DOB Facebook page, we're going to restart that stream so that you will have another video go live here momentarily. If you're hanging out in Twitch or on my Facebook or YouTube as well, you don't have to go anywhere. We're going to go straight into race 2. So all you DOB Facebook people, be ready. You got another one coming. But we are now, looks like the lobby is live here for race 2, and we're about to get going. All right, we are back live on the Dirty Old Bastards Facebook page. Still live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv. Glad everybody's hanging out with us. Got a lively chat here tonight. Kevin Click mentioning that trading paints is a little jacked up. Yeah, we saw a different scheme on Mr. Brenner and Click. Problems with Cabre as well. Hopefully that clears up here in race number 2. Got another 30-lap feature coming. Mr. Edens, thank you for the follow. All right, we are loading in here. Oh, well. Well, I see some pretty quick names here for race number 2. We are going to be graced by the presence of the World of Outlaws iRacing champion, Alex Bergeron, getting some practice laps in here for race number 2. Looks like Rusty Kruger has joined us. Ernie Williams Jr. making it out for race 2. Kendall Tucker as well. It is currently Mr. Rusty Kruger who has the quickest time in practice. Kevin Click is second. Third belongs to Kendall Tucker. Billy Rowley fourth. Fifth place, James Tiernan. Currently, we've got 3.5 minutes left in hot laps here for race 2. All right, let's talk about our championship. Going to bring that over so you can see current championship leader here in the Race 2 League is Chris Roberts, who is 6 points ahead of Ernie Williams Jr. Braden Eiler is third, tied with Kyle Stoltz, and Mason Hannigan and James Tiernan are tied for the 5th position. That is your championship standings here for Race 2. Trading Pates loading up here. We've had a lot of fun so far here tonight. We've got plenty more coming. 2 minutes left in hot laps here for race number 2. We're currently watching Billy Rowley, who is 4th quick. Rusty Kruger, P1 currently. Alex Bergeron getting a lot of practice laps out here. Defending World of Outlaws iRacing champion. Race 2 lobby normally a little smaller. They do limit the Race 2 lobby. Brenner out there turning some laps. He is 9th quick. Winner of race number 1. Cameron Merriman, who gave him a run for his money, sorting it out as well. Looks like Mr. Click's paint has loaded for us here in race 2. And we've got 5 seconds before we start qualifications here. Let's hang out. With the man who was fastest in practice, Rusty Kruger, getting ready to log his first lap here in qualifications. 1 minute, 15 seconds left. Kruger's first lap, 17.407. That puts him second quick. Billy Rowley currently quick time. He gets knocked off the board by John Lepresto. Kevin Click currently fourth. See if he can improve here. Kruger does improve on his second lap, 17.394, but still relegated to fourth. Looks like Alex Bergeron is thinking about getting out there and turning a qualification lap. He normally does it, likes to charge from the rear of the field because he does it so well. Kevin Click, top spot right now, 17.296. Team SETI driver with the fastest lap so far. 20 seconds left. Brenner currently 14th. He's going to log another lap. He might have actually, I think he improved just slightly on his second lap. I thought there for a second he ran an identical lap. Alex Bergeron, right before the whistle blows, taking quick time with a 17.253. He will start fourth in heat race number 1 as the fastest qualifier here tonight. Got one hell of a heat race here to lead off our race 2 event tonight. 5 heats. Looks like we will have a C and B main as well. Waiting on quick qualifier Alex Bergeron to load in. There he is. So this race going to get rolling here momentarily. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. 10:47 Eastern Time. Remember, we will be back next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with the DOB special event. King's Royal Competition at Eldora next week. All wing sprint cars all the time. 1 race each night rather than the normal 2, so I'll get to go to bed at a decent hour. Let's talk about the starting lineup here in heat race number 1. On the pole, it is the Shark, Peyton Grease. And to his outside in the 257, Dawson Hess. Row number 2 is made up of the 46 Swindell Speed Lab driver, Kendall Tucker. And to his outside, the reigning, defending, undisputed, universal World of Outlaw iRacing champion, Alex Bergeron. Sean Wallenfels and Curtis Merriman make up row number 3, with Jesse Hare and William Duvall in row 4. And rounding out your field in the 10, it is Skylar Brown. Peyton Grease going to lead him down. We're going green for 10 laps. Top 4 advance to tonight's A main. Here we go. See Tucker making a move on Hess there. Bergeron now under the Swindell Speed Lab driver. He's got a big slider in. Oh my goodness, nearly passing up the race leader. Taking second spot. Hess has to lift just a little bit. Bergeron now going to get slid by Tucker, but he's going to go to the outside over the cushion. Makes it work. Sean Wallenfels currently in 5th. He's looking to make his way past Hess. Wow, 3 wide off the turn 4. All 3 of those drivers getting crossed up. Bergeron getting the worst of it. Tucker upside down. Goodness gracious. Let's get another view at this. You can see this shaping up. Tucker throws it in on the bottom. Grease comes off the top to slide under. I don't think Bergeron knew he was there. And this crash goes on all the way down the front stretch. Wallenfeld's got some serious damage in his contact with Kendall Tucker there as well. Tucker is out. Let's check Wallenfels, who is without his front wing. Peyton Grease. It's just hard to go 3 wide at Williams Grove. That's one of those things. Contact coming between the 92 and the 16 of Bergeron. Bergeron's still on track, so don't count him out. I don't care if he's starting last or not. Those guys just going for it. Things happen. You saw Peyton try to do the over-under on Tucker's machine. Bergeron was there. Just ran out of room. Mr. Zarfos in the chat hoping for better luck. We're hoping for better luck for you as well. We mentioned that you've had some rough luck here at the Grove this week. So God willing, see that 19 car running well here in the feature. Going to be working lap 7 as we restart this race. Still plenty of time for these drivers to make it in. It's currently Curtis Merriman in 4th. Jesse Hare in 5th is going to try to make his way into the A main. Bergeron as well has some moving to do. See what happens to Wallenfels. Saw Bergeron trying to time that. Don't think he did well. Wallenfels, no front wing. Want to see what kind of performance he gets out of that car here. Hess really putting the pressure on Peyton. Ooh, Peyton coming off the top. A little bit of contact there. They're able to hold on to it. Hess going to slide up the racetrack. Wallenfels, who magically has a front wing now. Getting a little call in there from the iRacing gods. Wallenfels has his front wing once again. Hess take the race lead. Just a few laps left here. Curtis Merriman has made a gap on 5th place, which now belongs to Skylar Brown. Looks like Bergeron has made his way up to 6th, but that's a long distance for him to make up to put him in a transfer battle. White flag is out. Dawson Hess making a big gap there. I'm guessing there was contact between Wallenfels and Grease. Wallenfels now 2nd, Peyton in 3rd. Dawson Hess going to cross the line with the race win. And Curtis Merriman going to take the final transfer spot in heat race number 1. Plenty of wild and woolly action there. And we're just getting started with the race 2 competition. Waiting on this lobby to expire here. There we go for heat race number 2. Look at the talent in this one. You know, I've had that happen to me before. I've seen it happen to other guys. It is magical. There's no doubt about it. You got no front wing, and then all of a sudden, poof, it's back. That's my kind of, I mean, I love that. Hey, we'll take that any day of the week. I'd rather be lucky than good, no doubt. Thielson's going to protest that race. Back in the early days, you know, you had riding mechanics in these things. You can climb out there on front, put another wing on, and go. I tell you, sprint car drivers like to talk about the amount of balls it takes to drive sprint cars. You let a mechanic climb on the front of one of these things and make a front wing change at speed. That might be more balls than most men have, or less brains. One of the two, maybe both. So, starting lineup here for heat race number 2. 10 laps the distance. Top 4 will advance to tonight's A main on the pole. The Dirty Dicks machine, 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. And to his outside in the 19, Jeremy Zarfos. Billy Rowley and Kevin Click make a team SETI sandwich there in row number 2, with Ryan Scheidt and Shea Pallow, row number 3. Dennis Charbonneau, row 4, with Brian Johnson in the 121, and Kevin Hanley rounds out your field. Here we go! Green flag flies for heat race number 2. Williams, great start there. Rowley's even got a pretty good run on second place Zarfos. See what he could do in the middle of the track. Zarfos with the outside has the run. Now Click to the outside of the 79. Scheidt. Oh, out. Rally up the track in front of Click. Click making a little bit of contact with Scheidt. No serious issues. Click going to return the favor with the slider there. Shea Pallow. Elbows up, SimSport driver trying to insert himself into this battle. Rowley has the 4th and final transfer spot. Pallow wants it. See him on the bottom of the track, going to slide up, leaving a little bit of room there. That's going to cost him. Now he's got Hanley to his outside. We know how good Hanley has been. Out Pallow making contact with the inside wall. Loses his front wing, gets it back. But not before he spins and brings out the caution flag. Get another look at this. When you're running the bottom at the Grove, you want to get as low as humanly possible, but it is possible to get too low. That's what happened to Shea Pallow there. Looks like he is still out on track, and as we saw, his front wing magically came back. It's like Oprah's out here, man. They're giving front wings out to everybody. So it is Zarfos, Williams, Click, and Rowley, your top 4. Ryan Scheidt moves into 5th as the odd man out right now. He needs one more spot to find an automatic berth into tonight's A main. We're going to go green this time by. One Ducky Boy, thank you for the follow, my friend. And we're going green actually next time by. Light's still on the pace truck. So we will restart this race on lap 8, giving us 3 laps left for these drivers to battle for those top 4 spots. see if Ernie can get that top spot back here. Kevin Click, very fast as well. Gonna have a shot going down here into turn 1 if he gets a good start. Zarfos gives him green. Williams cutting to the middle of the track. Able to make a little bit of a gap there on Click so he could set his sights on the 19 of Zarfos. Transfer battle right there. Billy Rowley has it. Ryan Scheit wants it. 2 car lengths the gap between those two. Now Scheit sliding in hard there in turn 3. Saw a little bit of contact there with Click and Williams as well. Rowley utilizing the outside of the track, keeping that momentum up. Click now with the slider on Williams. Williams, the over-under. He's able to pull ahead there down the front stretch. And that is it for heat race number 2. Zarfos, Williams, Click, and Rowley, your top 4. Finally, some good luck there for Jeremy Zarfos taking heat race victory. That's going to put him on the outside of the pole for tonight's A main. Definitely the spot he wants to be in. Heat race number 3 going to start to roll now. Been a wild weekend DOB competition, lots of cautions, but we've seen great racing action. Tonight has been no different. Do see a late entrant in this heat race that we haven't talked about. A man who does not like to qualify for whatever reason. We'll get to him here in a second as we talk about the starting lineup for heat race number 3 on the pole. It is race 1 winner, KKR team member Chris Brenner. And to his outside, in the 98, it's James Tiernan. Rusty Kruger inside row number 2 with the 82 of Dustin Griffiths to his outside. Bo Brunig and Chris Roberts, row number 3. Rounding out your field, it is Bruce Wright the third. And the man I was talking about, the number 52 of James Eden. Swindell Speed Lab driver. He's very quick. He's absolutely allergic to qualifying, but it doesn't normally matter because the man likes to pass race cars. We'll see what he can do here. Chris Brenner going to give him green here in heat race number 3. Wow, big problems for Tiernan, who's in the fence. Dustin Griffiths has to make evasive maneuvers. All of these guys able to control their cars. Now you see Tiernan and Griffiths battling it out. Tiernan has the 4th spot. Looked like Bo Brunig got into Chris Roberts there for a second. Roberts sliding sideways. Now they make contact down the front. Roberts able to control it, but not before he loses a lot of time. Really unfortunate for Chris there. Here we go. James Tiernan has 3rd. But it's Edens who's made his way up from the rear of this field. He's got the transfer spot, but not before Griffiths comes back and takes it away. Those guys going to battle it out for that 4th and final transfer spot. Ooh, near contact there. Down the backstretch, and Griffiths catches the fence. Lost a lot of time and a position there to Bo Brunig. Now, Edens has control of 4th. We'll get back out front. We've got a race for the lead right now. Chris Brenner on the high side has the lead, and it's Rusty Kruger working the bottom, trying to take it away. Kruger able to run Brunner down here. Brenner has the fastest lap in this race. And he's starting to build that gap now on Kruger. Not sure if it was a mistake that put him into Kruger's range, but he has quickly put himself out of it. Edens has gotten around James Tiernan. Tiernan still holding on to fourth by a large margin. But we talk about it every week. It's so important to make as many passes as you can. That pass that Edens made on James Tiernan was good for 5 spots in tonight's feature. James Edens now has to pass 5 fewer cars to make his way to the front of the A main because he made 1 pass in the heat. It's very important, and all of these drivers will be as aggressive as they possibly can be to make sure that they find the best starting spot that they can in the A main. Chris Brenner going to look at the white flag here off of turn number 4. 4 corners, and he will earn himself the inside second row starting position in tonight's feature. Kruger in second, Edens third, James Tiernan fourth. It's Bo Brunig and Bruce Wright the third who are odd men out right now, but Chris Brenner is going to take victory here in heat race number 3. Kruger, Edens, and Tiernan will go along with him into the A main. Jeffrey Stewart in the Facebook chat mentioning that he is starting on the pole here in heat race number 4 and calling it the danger zone. Archer would be proud. Ten laps the distance, top 4 advance. Everybody loaded in. We're going to start to roll. So, starting lineup for heat race number 4 on the pole. In the Dude Products 072, it is Jeffrey Stewart. And to his outside in the 22, the Tropical Storm, Mason Hannigan. Inside row number 3, he finished on the podium in race number 1. Looking to do a little bit better here in race number 2. Wicked Cushion Machine. That is Weston Newell, and he's got his teammate to his outside with Craig Dunn in the 57. Kyle Stoltz in the 01 inside row number 3 with Taylor Howell to his outside. Row number 4, rounding out your field, is the 083 of Justin Erickson and the 027 of Jacob Fields. Let's keep an eye on Fields from the rear here. Very quick driver. Not sure how much he likes Williams Grove, but I think we're going to find out here shortly as we are going green for heat race number 4 coming off of turn 4. Ooh, good start for Jeff, but it looked like Hannigan kind of slid down and made contact. Kept him close. You see Stoltz making a move up the inside, unable to hold it. Hannigan second. Newell then Dunn. Taylor Howell was on the outside of the 01 there. Looks like he's going to be able to get close. Ooh, look, nearly into the fence, crossed into the 01 of Stoltz. Thought he was going to have a run at Dunn there. But that issue off of turn number 4, taking that away from him. Jeffrey Stewart with control of this race. He has an issue off of 4. I cannot believe that those 2 cars split him without making contact. Weston Newell, Mason Hannigan doing battle for the race lead now. Hannigan going around Newell on the outside. Did not seem like he had enough room to find his way in between the wall and the 222, but he did. More problems back there. This time it was Taylor Howell making contact with another car. That's going to give Dunn the 4th spot back. Going to keep an eye on the race for the lead here. Hannigan and Newell doing battle. Winner of this race going to start outside second row for the A main. Newell taking the top spot there. Hannigan going to fight back down the backstretch into turn 3. Hannigan throws it in, putting the slider on. Can he hold it? He does. Jeffrey Stewart still in 3rd. Craig Dunn 4th. He's pulled a little bit of a gap on Hal. He's putting some pressure on the 072. Would like a little bit of insurance here to make sure he makes it into the real A main tonight. We are back racing for the lead once more. Weston Newell not giving up. He is doggedly pursuing the 22 of Hannigan. Laps winding down here in heat race number 4. No caution flag so far, which is a damn miracle. I'd hate to curse anybody, but I got to at least mention that. Here comes Newell to the inside, working the middle of the track, trying to dive off on the bottom. He's able to stay side by side with Hannigan here. 2 laps to go. Newell's going to put the slider on. Can Hannigan charge down the backstretch and take the lead back? He does. Down into 3. Hannigan back out front. Newell once more closing that gap. Those 2 cars side by side down the front stretch as the white flag waves. Hannigan on the outside, going to duck under the 222 down the back. Fighting it out for the race win. Hannigan sliding up the track. Here he comes. He's going to control it. That's a win for Mason Hannigan. Weston Newell 2nd, Jeffrey Stewart 3rd, and Craig Dunn taking the final transfer spot in 4th. Final heat race of the evening, getting ready to load in now. Cameron Merriman, the last car to hop in. Jordan Hack getting some love in the chat there. Going to be starting 7th here in this heat race. Starting lineup on the pole in the Dave Blaney Sim Team machine. It's a 15 of Michael Sheridan. And to his outside in the 77, it's Aaron Schaefer. He finished 2nd in race number 1 here tonight. Cameron Merriman starting inside row number 2 with the 71 of John Lepresto to his outside. Row 3 is made up of John Lowe and the 62 of Tyler Grafton. Rounding out your field, it is Jordan Hack and the Swindell Speed Lab car of Adam Elby. Keep an eye on Elby. Been very fast in DOB competition this season. No doubt he will be looking to make a lot of passes here to make his way into tonight's A main. Yeah, Jeff, we saw that, buddy. You ended up becoming the meat in that 3-wide sandwich. So here we go. Heat race number 5 getting ready to go. Sheridan going to lead him down. He goes early there, catching Schaefer off guard. That's going to bring Merriman to the inside of the 77, but Schaefer, ooh, a little bit of a slip there off of 2. I was going to say he did a really good job of holding on to it. Merriman's going to power down the backstretch and take the race lead away from Sheridan. Wow, what a move. He really got off of turn 2. Sheridan fighting back on the inside. He's going to leave room for Merriman on the outside, however. That 346 working the top side. See if he can use his momentum to take control of the race lead down the front. He does clear the 15, but Sheridan hanging tough. Looks like that bottom working much better through 3 and 4 than it is in 1 and 2. We'll see if Sheridan can continue to do battle here. He's got a little bit of a slip there. That allows Schaefer around. Behind them, John Lepresto and John Lowe fighting it out for that final transfer spot. Lowe going to look bottom. Change his mind, go to the top here through 3 and 4. Lepresto has it right now. Cameron Merriman out front. You see a battle there for second as well. Michael Sheridan trying to come back on Aaron Schaefer. He's going to make that pass stick coming off of turn 2. We are already halfway done with heat race number 5. Things have spread out a little bit. These guys can do nothing but watch as the 346 pulls away. That car continues to get smaller and smaller out the front. John Lepresto still holding on to 4th. Lowe doing everything he can to make up that gap and give him a shot at that automatic A-main berth. Two laps left in this race. Merriman still extending his lead. Schaefer holding on to 3rd spot. White flag in the air. Cameron Merriman's going to come off of turn 4 and take a commanding victory. Michael Sheridan 2nd. Aaron Schaefer 3rd. And a transfer spot battle in the final corner. John Lepresto's going to lose it. Did he run out of fuel? No. Try to get this replay in before the lobby stops. He might have lost some fuel there and hit the infield wall. Something funny there. But John Lepresto, who had the final transfer spot, lost it on the final lap. Not going to be happy with that. But John Lowe sure was. He'll take that gift any day of the week. So the C main loading in, getting ready to roll here. Waiting on Dennis Charbonneau, who's not going to make the call. That's going to be a good break there for Taylor Howell, who's going to get to go up a row. For whatever reason, our technical gremlins have suddenly come back here. See if we can get things cleared up here momentarily. Starting lineup here for the C main. On the pole in the 39, it is Jordan Hack, and to his outside, William Duvall. Taylor Howe and Chris Roberts make up row number 2, with Jesse Hare and Tyler Grafton, row 3. Dustin Griffith, Shea Paolo, Adam Elby, Justin Erickson, and Brian Johnson and Kendall Tucker rounding out your field. Let's watch Elby and Tucker from the rear. They had problems in the heat race. It's possible that they could have problems here in the C, but those are very fast cars. Tucker already into the back of one car. You see him hopping there. Out front, it is Jordan Hack, and he's got a battle with Hal. They make contact. Oh, no, big crash down the backstretch. Caution flag waves. Let's see. Ooh. Dead stop there for Dustin Griffiths. 083 is going to get some of this as well. With that guardrail parking, guys. But it all started when Jordan Hack made contact with Taylor Howe. Look at Adam Elby. The 4th, but no front wing on that car. He's going to be hoping that magical front wing gremlin is going to pop one back on there. Only 10 laps in this C main. And we lost the iRacing lobby for some reason. Get everything loaded back up here. We saw these issues last night. Not sure what in the world is going on. Last night we had issues all the way up to the final A main, and then all of a sudden they cleared up. Now we've had no problems up till now, and suddenly we've got problems. See if we can figure it out here. Lobby is loading back up here before it completely shut off. There's some sort of iRacing problem. Well, it looks like the issue is cleared up now if we can get back in the lobby. Probably did miss the end of the C main. But we will be pleasantly surprised with the gentleman that made the B. Mr. Thielsen giving us a commercial break in the chat. I would much rather have these problems in the lesser mains before we get to the A. All right, here we go. VR software is like the plague, man. You can have your VR headset unplugged, nowhere around, no way to detect it, and you start a program and it's like, hey, you want to use VR? No, I don't. Absolutely do not. Give me a break. All right, lobby loading up here. Gonna have to give Trading Paints another go. But we should be able to see some action here momentarily. All right, looks like we got the B main on the track. Let me look here. It was Taylor Howell, Adam Elby, Chris Roberts, and Kendall Tucker who made it from the C main. So both of those Swindell Speed Lab drivers coming up through. Starting lineup here for the B main. Skylar Brown in the 10 on the pole with the 010
They may fire anytime after the truck pulls off and they reach the first traffic
of
light
Ryan
outside turn
Scheidt
four.
to the
12 laps.
outside.
When we run the more laps we get, top 4 advance to the tail end of A main. 2-minute warm-up after this race.
Look at how impressive this is. We're having so many iRacing problems that we actually got the chat. Brown and Scheidt, Bo Brunig, and Jacob Fields, John Lepresto, Alex Bergeron, Kevin Hanley, Bruce Wright, Kyle Stoltz, Taylor Howell, Adam Elby, Chris Roberts, and Kendall Tucker. Round out your field. Here we go. 12 laps. Top 4 advance to the A main here tonight. Skylar Brown bringing them down. Ooh, big problems. That's Hanley and Tucker already in trouble. I do think Hanley is gone. Kendall Tucker does not have a front wing. No caution. Skylar Brown out front. Ryan Scheidt. Here comes Bergeron on the outside. Unable to make that stick. He's got Bo Brunig right there. He's going to make the pass on Brunig on the 50, but he has to lift. Ooh, into the inside retaining wall goes Bergeron. He had to lift there because Jacob Fields was on the outside. That cost him all kinds of problems going into one. Made contact with the inside wall. He's around Brunig again, but Kyle Stoltz on the outside. And here comes Adam Elby. Going to create some problems for our World of Outlaws champion. You can see how tight of a line he's got on the bottom there. He's around Stoltz, now in 4th spot, setting his sights on the 3rd place car of Jacob Fields. Adam Elby with contact there. He spins a car. That was Kyle Stoltz he made contact with. Let's back this up. There you see Stoltz getting crossed up, come across the nose of Elby. Don't think there was any intent there. Stoltz just catching that cushion wrong. But he's going to pay the price. Let's reset our top 10. Bergeron currently has that final transfer spot. Adam Elby up 6 spots in 5th is going to be looking to make his way around him. Fields and Scheidt on the hot seat right now with those 2 quick drivers behind him. They're going to have to work very hard to hold him off. So we're going back green this time. Skylar Brown out front. Scheidt, Fields, and Bergeron in the transfer spots. We're going to see what these guys can do. Half of this race is complete. Going to work lap 7. Green flag flies as Brown gets this race back underway. Good start for him, but Scheidt's under fire from behind him by Fields. Let's see if that opens up the door for Bergeron. It does. Elby through with him. So Jacob Fields tried to take second, but ended up losing 3rd and 4th. You want to be as aggressive as possible, but it backfired on him there. Bergeron now giving up 3rd spot to Elby, but Scheidt, you see, into the fence to the outside. Move Adam Elby into 2nd and Bergeron into 3rd. Wonder if that car suffered some damage. Jacob Field going to put the slider on. Here comes Chris Roberts. Those guys nearly 3 wide off the corner. Scheidt's got big damage on that. He's done. That car started acting funny. I wondered about that. Jacob Fields into the fence. He's going to give up the final transfer spot. Chris Roberts now taking control of that 4th spot. And the laps are clicking away. Brown out front. Adam Elby from the C main now holding 2nd spot in the B. He's got Alex Bergeron to his outside trying to take it away. Those 2 cars side by side down the backstretch. Fantastic battle in the waning laps. White flag is out. 4th place belongs to Chris Roberts. He's got a good gap over Lepresto in the 71. Skylar Brown off of turn number 4. He's going to take victory in the B. Bergeron is 2nd. 3rd place belongs to Elby. And 4th place, Chris Roberts, will be the final car that makes it into tonight's A main. Two-minute warm-up. Ladies and gentlemen, Wicked Energy Gum is a boost of energy, alertness, and focus in a chew. It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to take effect and is a cheaper and healthier alternative to energy drinks and shots that fill you with calories and sugar. Wicked Energy Gum is made in the USA, and the best part of it all is that for every pack you buy, they make a donation to the Cognitive Warriors Foundation, who focuses on improving access to quality health care for active and former U.S. military men and women who suffer from depression and PTSD. Just go to wickedenergygum.com, use code DOBRL for 10% off your order and free shipping on race days. The DOBRL code also works on wickedreliefcbd.com for your daily dose of CBD as well. You can see the warm-up underway. Lots of guys getting some laps, also having some fun out there. 30 seconds left. Race 1 winner Chris Brenner is the man out front right now with the fastest lap. See a little contact there with Zarfos, who's in 6th. Second place is James Edens. Cameron Merriman has the 3rd quickest time at the moment. On board with Adam Elby, who's made his way from the C main. Hear him rolling the bottom off the throttle. And we are going to get ready for 30 more laps of action here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Bruce Wright III calling for Brenner to take a sweep of the evening, or Williams Jr. Not too bad of picks right there. I will say, we have seen sweeps every night this week in DOB competition. The 360s were swept on Tuesday night, and last night we had a sweep as well. So it would not surprise me to see a similar thing happen here. Still fighting the technical gremlins, hoping this is going to clear up here momentarily. Had 0 issues all night, and they're right here in the middle of the Race 2 proceedings. We started to have some problems. There's something going on between OBS and the program that we use to separate the stream to multiple destinations, Restream. Something going on there, so we're going to figure that out. But right now, we are going racing for 30 laps. On the pole in the 257, it is Dawson Hess. And to his outside in the 51, it's Jeremy Zarfos. Chris Brenner and Mason Hannigan make up row number 2, with Cameron Merriman and Sean Wallenfels row 3. Ernie Williams Jr. and Rusty Kruger row 4, with Weston Newell and Michael Sheridan row 5. Peyton Grease, Kevin Click, James Edens, Jeffrey Stewart, Aaron Schaefer, Curtis Merriman, Billy Rowley, James Tiernan, Craig Dunn, John Lowe, Skylar Brown, Alex Bergeron, Adam Elby, and Chris Roberts rounding out your field. Let's watch Brown, Elby, and Bergeron from the rear. It's so easy for those cars starting in the back to find trouble as these guys make contact in front of them. But some of those guys are going to be lucky and make their way through this field. Dawson Hess going to give them green for 30 laps. DOB WoO 410 Wing Sprint Car Series race number 2 underway. Rough start for Zarfos. He's made way for Chris Brenner working the inside. Merriman also right there. Merriman talked about how hard it is to pass in this race, so he's going to try to get Brenner early and keep his car in front of him. Those two cars side by side down the front stretch, chasing Dawson Hess. I think they made a little bit of contact. Brenner on the cushion, able to keep ahead of Zarfos there, but Merriman has made that plan work. He got around him early, and now he can set his sights on the leader, Dawson Hess. Zarfos battling back with Brenner there. Hannigan trying to insert himself into this battle. Brenner still working the top side. He's got Williams to his inside right behind this battle. Weston Newell coming as well. See that top side giving Brenner all kinds of problems right now. Out front, Dawson Hess still has control of this race. Caution flag waves. Big problems for Sean Wallenfels. Looked like Billy Rowley got some of that as well. Let's take a look here. Wallenfels, who was running pretty good, right through the middle. Ooh, it's Rowley who made contact, and Wallenfels, who was trying to, I mean, he avoided everything, but then pulled into the pits. Let's back up and see what happened to Rowley. Here he comes. They're 4 wide off of turn 4. Yeah, that's not going to work. Wrong place, wrong time for Billy Rowley, who was able to get that car turned around. He's going to be relegated to 23rd spot here on this replay. Restart, however. That's going to move our white flag lap back to lap 33. Cameron Merriman currently in second. James Edens has made his way forward in this race as well. He's up to 9th from 13th on the grid. Loading back into the lobby now. And the lobby cuts out. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get anything better I've tried about everything I can think of, and currently nothing is working. Last night we had it clear up for us. Come the A main. So the best we can hope for is that magic to hit once more. We can try to document things until then. They've had another caution, so that's at least an additional 3 laps. That would put us at lap 42 as the white flag lap. It is possible they had an extra caution in the time that we were down, so we're going to have to use that as a tentative figure to figure out when the race will end. Right now, top 10 is Dawson Hess, Cameron Merriman, Zarfos, Newell, Sheridan, Edens, Brenner, Hannigan, Grease, and Brown. Brown up 11 spots. He's the hard charger right now. Should see the lights go out on the pace truck this time by.
One to green, guys. Tighten up. Single file. White flag lap 42.
How in the world? I guess since the lobby went out, it didn't save it from the last time. It's interesting. Alright, so we're going to go green this time by. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Nothing we can do about them right now. We'll have to see if I can come up with some sort of black magic to figure out what's going on here after the stream tonight. Dawson Hess is going to give him green here off of turn number 4. Here we go. Good start for Hess, but he's got Merriman on the inside. Zarfos as well right there. Race for the lead, tightening up. Zarfos going to have a shot now. Merriman had to lift as he was about to run into the back of Hess. That gave Zarfos second place. And now Jeremy's working the inside of the race leader. He told us early, ooh, Merriman into the fence, and now the 222 of Newell up the inside. Zarfos told us that he felt better about his slick track setup here, so as this race continues, he expects to get better. One driver that's getting better is James Edens, who's been making his way forward in this race. Newell now doing battle with Hess for the race lead as Edens tries to get his way around the 19 of Zarfos. Chris Brenner currently running in 7th. He was race 1 winner. Cameron Merriman has dropped back as well. Saw that contact with the fence. He had to lift. Going in the wrong direction right now. Dawson Hess on the high side. Weston Newell working the bottom. Hess is doing everything he's got to do to try and win this race. He's led every single lap. Weston Newell's doing everything in his power to make that bottom work. Ooh, problems for Brenner. Brenner around in turn 4. No front wing on that car. Let's back it up. Just in a little hard, unable to come out of that cushion. When it finally did, the car was turned in the wrong direction. he is going to park it. That is it for Chris Brenner. Race 1 winner. Not going to go any farther here tonight. So Eden's up 10 spots to 3rd. Skylar Brown up 14 to 7th. Elby heading in the right direction as well. We are getting into the final laps of this race. Unless we missed a caution when we had our technical difficulties, the white flag should fly on lap 45. So we're going to keep an eye on that. If not 45, then it'll be 48. Dawson Hess with control of this race. He's got Weston Newell right on his back bumper. And James Edens have come a long way to do battle for the race lead. Here we go. Newell to the inside. Zarfos back into this battle with these guys. Newell's going to make the pass on Hess as he powers back. Hess on the outside. Let's see if he can get by that 222 once more. He does. Clears him down the front stretch. Now Newell has Edens to contend with. Edens in the center of the track. Caution flag waves. Trying to see what happened here. Problems for Jeremy Zarfos. That's the 15 of Sheridan sliding in, making contact. Zarfos tries to hold it in the center and plowed by Lowe. You saw Lowe try to make an adjustment just a little too late. Zarfos has to have severe damage on that car. He's still rolling out there, though, trying to continue. Look at Skylar Brown there in 4th. Up 17 spots in this race. Elby's up 16. Those guys coming forward in a hurry. We'll see if that 10 can get up and do battle for the race win here. White flag lap should be lap 48. We're going to get this race restarted on lap 42. So 6 to go for sure. We could see an extra 3 laps, but I think that's what we're looking at. So Hess going to give him green here off of turn number 4. Newell's going to have another shot at him. He made it work for 1 lap last time. Here we go. To the bottom of the track goes Weston Newell. He's got Edens right there with him. He's able to take the lead once more. Hess has to fight back on the high side. Edens now to the inside of the 257. Those cars 3 wide for the race lead off of 4. Contact with Edens. Hess is able to get by. He's going to go down and protect the bottom of the track. Newell trying to slide under the inside of him. He does get to the bottom. Edens now in the middle. 3 wide once more. Fantastic battle for the race lead as the laps wind down here at Williams Grove. The bottom of 1 and 2 working much better than the bottom of 3 and 4. Hess is fighting tooth and nail to keep this race lead. He's led most of the laps and does not want to let this race get out of his hands. Skylar Brown on the high side, the only guy working the cushion right now. He's made his way from the rear of this field. Cameron Merriman right behind him. Track really starting to go away. Battle for the lead once more. Weston Newell is to the inside of Hess. Hess trying to protect that real estate to the bottom of the track. Running through the middle right now. It's not working as well as he'd hoped, but it is keeping him with a nose in front of Newell. He'd love to clear him, but Newell is not letting that happen right now. And as I say it, he does make it work. 2 laps left in this race, to our knowledge. Ooh, problems for Brown. He got into the fence. He was able to get that car straightened out. You see Elby and Merriman doing battle behind him. Newell once again making a charge. Should be, oh, caution waves. It's not Jeffrey Stewart. Not sure where that caution flag flew, actually. Not sure that Dawson Hess wanted to see that either. That's going to bunch everybody back up. So we should have a green-white checkered here for the finish of this race. Like we said, we lost the feed there for a minute, so it is possible they had an extra caution that we didn't see, but not likely. Should have there been an extra caution, that will push the finish to lap 54 when the white flag would wave. But I do believe we are looking at a green-white checkered for the finish here. And we've seen some excellent racing for the lead. So I would expect to see more of that momentarily. Hess, Newell, Edens, Brown, Merriman. Your top 5 as we get going for the final laps of race 2 here at Williams Grove. Green is out. Not a great start for the race leader. Weston Newell is going to have a look down here to the inside of 1 and 2. He's taken the lead the last 2 restarts. He does it again, but only momentarily as these guys go side by side. Little bit of contact pushes Hess up into the wall. Off of turn 4, white flag should be in the air. Newell once again right on the back bumper of Hess. Hess moves to the middle. Newell with a good run, but Hess has the momentum. Into turn 3, Dawson Hess has control. Weston Newell trying to fight back on the inside. Skylar Brown in the fence. Newell sliding up the track. Hess with the run. He's going to take victory. Weston Newell finishing second to the inside, and James Edens is going to end up third. What a win for Dawson Hess, who started this race on the pole. Leads most of the laps here tonight. And look what happens as he wins the race. The stream problems that we've been having suddenly clear up. Fantastic battle there. Hess and Newell putting on a show for us. See if we can get these boys into Discord and do some interviews with our top three. All right, we've got our race winner, Dawson Hess, here in the broadcast booth. Dawson, you had one hell of a battle there with Weston Newell towards the end of this race. How does it feel to take that DOB victory in such an impressive fashion?
Yeah, that was an awesome race there. I was really scared Weston was going to get me on the bottom, and I thought Edens might have had a shot there too. But I knew if I just held the top and got the run off, I should be able to hold him off.
Well, when you're up there, yeah, and you started this race on the pole, were able to control most of the race. Once in a while, those guys got around you. A lot of cautions there, made it complicated. Was it just a matter of controlling your nerves? Seemed like you had a car that was the one to beat, but just continuously having to battle and fight these guys off on the restarts. Is that just what we're looking at, controlling the nerves out front?
Yeah, I think controlling the restarts was definitely a key. I got lucky and got a good jump most of the restarts. Weston was figuring me out towards the end there and almost got me, but it was a lot of fun and really.
And we saw a little bit of contact there every once in a while. Everybody was going as hard as they possibly could. You weren't going to let that thing go, though, were you? We saw the fire there as you were able to close it out. You know, talk about winning with the DOB here. You know, Williams Grove is a tough place. We know that the best talent there is does battle here in the DOB, and you're the guy that is on the top spot tonight.
It's definitely an awesome series to win with, and run a lot with the Pennsylvania Posse guys, and it definitely helped me here tonight, knowing what the track was going to do and where I needed to be when. And I thought the bottom might have come in eventually, but it was just a little bit too slick, I think. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, really.
Well, congratulations, Dawson Hess. Big winner here in race number 2. Fantastic job, and we wish you luck going forward in the season.
Yeah, thanks.
We got second place Weston Newell with us as well. Weston, you gave it everything you had, man. You were able to improve your position from race 1, but just narrowly missed that top spot on the podium.
Yeah, I ran him as hard as I could there, but shout out to him. He ran a great race. I think he led pretty much every lap. I knew I'd have a shot, but I had to nail that bottom perfect, and I'd do it maybe a lap or two, and then if I missed one corner, he was, back out a few tenths even farther. So, and then I had Edens come up behind me there. I knew that he was going to be really fast. I wasn't sure where he was at on the track, but, there with that green-white checkered, anything can happen. Just tried to run the best laps I could, and I did my best, but Dawson came out on top, so props to him.
Well, we talked to you after race 1, and it seemed like the bottom kind of went away on you there. This time, you were able to be very competitive, taking shots on the bottom all the way through the race. Was that something that you adjusted yourself, or did the track just stay in your kind of shape there?
I think the track was a little better, and I just raced a little bit better. I hit my lines pretty well tonight, especially there later on in the race. I really got in a groove there and was really feeling good. But I think the top was still a little faster. The top was still a little faster as far as consistency, but the bottom was definitely competitive tonight.
Well, congratulations, Weston. A third and a second place finish. The most consistent driver here tonight. I'm sure you would have liked to win, but you definitely put on a show for us here in race number 2 that we all appreciated. So well done, and good luck going forward into the season, my friend.
Thanks, Anthony. I'd like to give a shout out to my teammates and you guys here at Elbows Up TV, Dirty Old Bastards for a great place to race. WickedCushion.com, Deadhead.com.au, Worm Paints, 410 Media, Drew Neal at 19 Design, James Wallace, John, Chris, all the guys over at Pick Me Up, Brian, Rocky. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
There you have it. Second place, Weston Newell.
One more time, all my teammates.
That team said he's a tight-knit group working it together. There you have it. Second place, Weston Newell there. Now, the only man left to talk to finished third here tonight. He climbed his way from the middle of the field. We've talked to him multiple times. Now, James, I actually have an idea, man. What I'm going to propose is that I'm going to be your manager. And for $15 an hour, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remind you how long you've got until qualifications for DOB races. And then hopefully we can get you to where you can put a qualifying lap in. How does that sound?
Tonight I was watching the end of the Lucas Oil late model race there and just kind of missed it. I was still watching it all the way up until my heat race. I almost missed my heat race too, so I had to have one of the guys remind me. But I like starting in the back. It makes for it's a different change. It's a different change of scenery for sure.
I make a good joke out of it, but I got to say I like watching you start in the rear as well because you always pass a hell of a lot of cars and make it fun for us. This time you were able to get forward up to third, and it seemed like that charge kind of stalled there. Are you happy with that final step on the podium, or was you hoping for a little bit more?
I got bounced around quite a bit there in the beginning, and just with guys bouncing off the wall and stacking up, I think we got a little damage there. So third was definitely, it's not too bad, but we always want to be 2 spots better there.
Came very close. Seemed like you were working the middle. The track, I think Weston mentioned that it kind of stayed a little better than it did in race 1, but the cushion actually didn't seem as effective. So those guys running the bottom and the middle kind of came your way, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I like the bottom and the middle a lot better than the top. It's it's a little more easier and consistent. So I set my stuff up to run down there a lot better. Yeah, I was surprised nobody got the top working. Brenner was good up there in the first race. I was expecting him to be up there, and I saw Skyler getting to fourth there at the last restart. I figured he was running up there. It just didn't seem like it had, what it normally has.
Well, third place. He wanted a little bit more, but still a good finish from a guy that had to come from mid-pack here. James Edens, congratulations, my friend.
Thanks, sir.
So there you have it. That was your top 3 from race 2 at Williams Grove, and that is it for us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a wild week with cautions and battles and technical difficulties. It's been a fantastic battle of DOB throughout the week. Next week, we'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with action from the Eldora Speedway. The DOB putting on their special Kings Royal event. Gonna be an absolute fun time. Don't want to miss it, so tune in. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday night, like normal. The new home of the DOB, twitch.tv/elbowsuptv. Thank everybody for staying up late with us and fighting through the problems that we've had. We're going to turn some wrenches, see if we can figure out what's going on, or maybe it'll just fix itself like it did twice this week. So, well, I don't know, man. That's what we got to do. We get the voodoo out, start praying to some demons or something. We'll figure it out. But appreciate everybody hanging out with us. I had a lot of fun, and we love you, and we'll catch you next time. See you later.